Hey y'all, it's your old pal Rick, Fearless, Strokers Dallas, Strokers Ice House, Punch Wally Garage, Fearless Services. Good morning. How you doing, all right? Today is Wednesday, January 15th, 2025, year of our Lord, season number 3, episode number 15. Let's go. No, not yet. In today's show, we are going to talk about the very first password I ever had when they brought a computer out to the store for roach paint. Let's go. In my life, the 365 project, coming to you almost live from almost downtown Dallas, and the powerful CHUMP studio. Today's show is brought to you by Reliable Diamond Tool. That's ready2.com, REDITOO.com. Check them out for concrete and masonry working tools. Also brought to you by Simpson Motorcycle Helmets. If you got a $100 head, you should wear a $100 helmet. But if your head is priceless, like mine, you should wear a Simpson helmet. They are the best. We are a dealer. Strokers, Dallas, merch.com, or come in and check them out. We are also a dealer for Extreme Charge, the best battery maintenance charger on the planet, and the Quad Link. If you plug it in one vehicle, there's your punch wally right there. If you got multiple, you plug this into that. You can do 4 vehicles at one time. StrokersDallasMerch.com. That thing is awesome. Today, the Mr. Peabody. Shut off the news, man. Let's go on a stroll down memory lane. Today, the Mr. Peabody Wayback Machine goes back to 1982. We had at Roach Paint, I had to code out the tickets. Every time, you sold something, you wrote up tickets, and then I took them home at night, and then I manually coded them out, sent them downtown Dallas where the Roach Paint corporate office was. It's where the Perot Museum is now, actually. And they would run them through their computer system, which was a big room. It was freezing cold in there, and they kept all the computers. Well, then they wanted to bring them out to the stores. So I was going to be the guinea pig, since I was the #1 store. So they brought a computer out, and they're showing me how to work it, which is, it was French to me. I didn't understand any of it. And they said, you got to have a password. What do you want your password to be? And I said, I don't need no password. And they said, no, you got to have a password. And I said, okay, Fearless. They said, no, that's too obvious. You got to have a password. So the very first password I ever chose, shows you where I was in my life, was a popular movie star that was setting the world on fire, and her name was Brooke Shields. So my very first password was, I said, okay, Brooke. B-R-O-K-E. B-R-O-O-K-E, Brooke. So that was my very first password. And the guy said, Brooke, like Brooke Shields? And I said, that's right. And he said, okay, that's your password. It was strange when they brought computers in, and we started using computers, and you punched everything in, and you didn't have to handwrite anything anymore. It was first I hated it, but it was pretty cool. It's pretty cool. It was a change, and people hate change. But it worked out. Speaking of change, let's check the chuck. Check the chuck. Check that. Woo, look at that, boy. You got on some of these cool off-white Gore-Tex? Yeah. Gore-Tex. Chucks. White toe, white sew. Can't afford racing stripes. Boot bottom. 2 vent hose. Blue and white logo. Green and gray shoestrings, one eye down for comfort, double knotted for safety. These are, say it with me, y'all, these are some handsome Chucks. Let's check your office, Mr. Fearless. Heavy on that, mister. So that's me inside the Grateful Dead bus, which I own. I'm holding a picture of Jerry Garcia. It's a reflection off that glass. So that bus is pretty cool. I've owned it for a long time. It was owned by the Merry Pranksters. They followed the Grateful Dead, and the Grateful Dead used to party in this Grateful Dead bus. It is here on display at Stroker's Dallas, Stroker's Ice House. If you'd love to come see it, come see it. Let's check Grandma Goldie's calendar. Grandma Goldie's calendar. What was Grandma Goldie doing 76 years ago today, January 15th, 1949 was a Saturday. Grandma said, it rained last night, sunshine today. I finished drying my clothes and ironed. Dick and Harry went to town. So this is where she started writing in the 1960 calendar. So 11 years later, what would have been that? Let's see, 2025, 1960, 65 years ago today, Grandma wrote, January 15th, 1960 was a Friday. Grandma wrote, Charles got a shot today. He has the flu. Charles is my uncle, and he would have been 20 or something, 18, 20. Okay, so we'll start reading the 1960 calendar, but she only wrote in here for a month or two versus the 1949 calendar. Flannel shirts. I still have these flannels. I got plenty of stock. You know, I got all the colors. This says Stroker's Dallas real discreetly. It's got the button pockets and the buttons, even the collar buttons. The collar buttons so that if you're riding your motorcycle, it doesn't flap on you. You know, you get flapping up against your face. This one won't do that because it's buttons. You can button it. I'm telling you, these are some handsome flannels. Now, I've got 5 different colors. Check them out, strokersmerch.com. If y'all want to start asking me some questions, I'll just ask them on the computer. You know, something you'd like to know or something you'd like to see or whatever. And then like once a week or once every couple of weeks, I'll compile all those questions and answer them. Okay? You can either email me, rick@strokersdallas.com, or leave them on the comments. Dad joke. I saw a sign that said, watch for children, and I thought that's a pretty good trade. Get off the couch, a motivational minute. Failure builds character. I hope so. I hope so. They say tough times builds character too. I hope so. I hope it does. Winters are tough, you know. Winters are tough in the motorcycle industry. Today's Wednesday, so we have karaoke today. You should come out for that. It's always a good time. I have really good bartenders next door. Have the best bartenders I've ever had. That ain't no kidding either, buddy. Okay, I'm going to leave you with this. Did you know that volleyball and basketball were both invented in Massachusetts? I guess that means they were invented by massholes. And that, boys and girls, is the rest of the story. I'm going to have a big announcement next week sometime. I think it'll be something you'll like. All right, Rick Fearless. Check out my website, strokersdallasmerch.com. I'd love to sell you something, and these flannels are pretty cool. Gotta go. Love you, Alice. Bye, y'all.